I'm on the general council of our congregation, and I'm representing the general council and the leadership council, all of whom are behind me here today. At, to my right is Fran Donnelly, who is the chairperson of our corporate responsibility of our portfolio advisory board. And on my left is Annette Sanagra, who is staff person for corporate responsibility of our portfolio advisory board. Today, October 24th, is United Nations Day. The Organization of the United Nations officially came into existence on this day in 1945. The purpose of the United Nations, the purposes are to maintain international peace and security, to develop friendly relations among nations, to cooperate in solving international economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian problems, and in promoting respect for human rights, and to be a center for harmonizing the actions of nations toward these common goals. We, the Adrian Dominican Congregation, choose this day to make public our decision regarding Coca-Cola in our efforts to draw attention to the oppression in South Africa. We wish to express our appreciation to all of you who have come to witness the divestment of our 53,000 shares of stock in the Coca-Cola Company. We have been forced to divest our stock in Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola continues to have economic ties with the South African apartheid government by selling its syrup and leasing its trademark to 15 independent South African distributors, who in turn sell Coca-Cola within South Africa. These sales generate the revenue that enables apartheid to oppress and kill South African children, women, and men. The population of South Africa today is 34 million. Only 4.9 million whites have full rights of citizenship. The black population of 28 million has no political power and is subject to strict government controls on where to live, where to work, where to attend school, where to be born, and where to be buried. This is the apartheid system, which produces enormous wealth for the white minority and grinding poverty for millions of black South Africans. For the past several years, we have been in dialogue with the management of Coca-Cola regarding the company's economic ties to the repressive, racist South African government. As of November 1986, Coca-Cola claimed that it no longer had assets or employees in South Africa, and that the company pays no taxes to the South African government. However, Coca-Cola has not economically disengaged from South Africa because it is licensing, has franchise or trademarks rights, and its products are still readily available in South Africa. Licensing, franchising, and trademark rights bring in royalties to Coca-Cola. These non-equity ties, like direct investments, supply revenues to the South African government. Once approved by the South African Reserve Banks, all royalty and fee payments remitted to foreign entities are subject to a 15% withholding tax. The relocation of Coca-Cola syrup plants from South Africa to Swaziland is meaningless, as long as Swaziland is subject to South Africa's economic and political control. Swaziland, although it is politically considered to be independent, is so small and geographically surrounded by South Africa that it is easily controlled by the South African government. Swaziland has not taken a stand against apartheid, as have the three other countries that border South Africa: Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. South African blacks call Swaziland a Bantustan, one of the hated homelands set up by the South African white rulers to contain the black population. There are 10 of these homelands in South Africa, and Swaziland is considered to be the 11th such place. That's where Coca-Cola has set up its syrup plant. Coca-Cola's major market for the syrup is not Swaziland's minute population of 750,000, but South Africa's population of 35 million. All trade between Swaziland and South Africa requires special trade arrangements with the South African apartheid government. We believe that the time has come for us as a congregation to publicly divest of our stock in Coca-Cola because of this situation. Our general chapters in the past years have expressed a concern for people deprived of their human and political rights. The congregation's most recent general chapter in 1986 condemned apartheid and called the membership to eradicate the evil of racism in ourselves and in the institutions of church and society. Since 1986, the Adrian Dominican Portfolio Advisory Board, together with the Interfaith Center on Corporate Responsibility, have urged Coca-Cola to withdraw their support from the South African apartheid government. We are one of the many throughout the world urging divestment in South Africa. In the United States alone, 121 state and local governments support the South African divestment movement through divestment legislation. Therefore, until such time as Coca-Cola disengages itself from contributing to the racism in South Africa, the Adrian Dominican Sisters will not reinvest in the Coca-Cola Company. To symbolize our break with Coca-Cola, we will now cut up coupons of Coca-Cola products and send them to Mr. Roberto Guzzuto, the chairperson and chief executive officer of the Coca-Cola Company in Atlanta. We will take a brief pause right now so that we can cut up our coupons. And Fred will collect them. Today, our sisters from across the country will call the Coca-Cola headquarters in Atlanta, asking them to remove their products from South Africa and to cut all economic ties with the South African government. And for all of you who don't remember, that toll-free number is 800-438-2653. We encourage all of you who are here to promote the Coke boycott by educating and organizing your friends and your community. Perhaps you can help create what we call Coke-free zones. Making your school, your college, your center, whatever, free of Coke and Coke products. And we have a lot of information around that will tell you, in addition to the Coca-Cola drinks, what are some of the other Coke products. Finally, we support and reiterate with the American Friends Service Committee the words: to be engaged in making a profit of any sort in South Africa is to be making a profit from an immoral and unjust system of oppression. Thank you.
I would just like to say that I'm going to place this boycott sign across the red ribbon back here to symbolize our convictions and also our solidarity with all the anti-apartheid movements in South Africa. So, as a congregation today, we officially joined the national Coke boycott. We would like to ask you to step up here before you leave to take one of these forms and write to the central offices in Atlanta asking for forms so that you individually can join the national boycott, and also that would be another way for you to participate. Say, does anybody have any questions? That's pretty special. Well, I do it to them.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.